Listen to the Irishman's wisdom.
You know, we're in a situation where absurdly and ludicrously, a government is ridiculously claiming that it is interested in saving lives and protecting people's health, and is harassing a man with a health disability and dragging him into court because he refused to bend the knee to this tyranny. But also think about the fact that at the very height of this alleged pandemic, back in April, there was no talk of compulsory masks. No. In all of May, when the figures were dying away to nothing, there was no talk of compulsory masks. In June, when there were no cases virtually at all, there was no talk of compulsory masks. Now, when it's all but disappeared, it's gone. It's gone. They are now bringing in compulsory masks. And the reason for that is they need visible evidence of terror. They need to create a visibility of the terror that they want to inculcate into people. And that's why this is so important to them. These are really sinister people we're dealing with now. These are people that we previously thought of as people of our own kind, these politicians. We have to start thinking of them now as alien beings, as hostile beings to the Irish people. They are the enemies of the Irish people. Clearly they are intent, because the mask is a way of denying the very human face of the person. It's a way of taking away the individual, unique humanity of each person and turning us all into zombies and restoring us to a kind of animal state, so that we no longer will look at each other coming down the street as Tom or Mick or Mary, my friend, my sister, my brother, but instead as a festering mess of bacteria and viruses, which is a danger to my health. Oh! You know, I have to get out of the way. This is what they are turning the human person into. With this whole, this is, I'm not saying that our people are responsible for thinking this up. They don't have the brains for that or anything. But this is what they're implementing. This is the thinking behind it, to destroy the spirit of the human person, the individuality, the personality, the conscience, the character of the human person. That is what this project is about.
And can I add, please do your research.
2 unsolved homicides.
Do your research on the vaccine. Make sure you know whether or not you're putting something that contains nanoparticles into your body, because if you do, they aren't biological things, they are robotic, and they are like Bill Gates' virus. He created the programs and then the viruses. Yes, they're going to say that they can program into these things the body's healing. It can heal you. But just on a flick of a switch, from satellites and 5G technology, or however they have set up, communicating with these things that are inside your body, they can flick it the other way. That is you, who you are. That's your most private thing, your sovereign self, your body, your DNA, unique to you. To have something inside you that is reporting back to people you don't know, and I'm telling you now that you cannot trust. We know enough about globalism. We know what's happened in the past when countries have been taken over by dictators. The globalist United Nations agenda is pushing for these vaccines for a reason. We are not going to all bow to one world leader. We may not see that leader yet on this world stage, but he will appear very soon. But this vaccine is going to separate the sheep from the goats. It'll be very obvious. Because if you don't trust the government, the only other thing you can trust, the only thing that's left to trust, is God. So To those that say no are sheep, those that go with it are goats. Read Revelations. Doesn't look good. It's all been predicted. It is going to happen. They have you trapped. They have you trapped. To survive, to buy and sell, to move freely, to be accepted by society and possibly even your own loved ones and families. You need to go along with this agenda. It's a dictatorship. Do you want to be one of those people that you'll basically be a war criminal if you sit by and let those who have intentions in their hearts to have a resounding no to the tyranny and the vaccines? Are you going to be one that sits by and watches those people suffer, be herded, be reprogrammed, be forced, be mandated? Or do you believe in freedom and do you believe in sovereignty? We're not talking just about our nation. We're talking about the sovereignty of our bodies and the freedom to choose. Nothing in this world, even death, is more important than fighting for the freedom to choose and to decide, to stay human, to be human, to not become part of the grid, a global computer, a supercomputer that knows everything about you. Everything down to a temperature, down to possibly even your thoughts and your capacity to seek God, to reach God, to lean on a higher power will be gone. Because the only one they want you to lean on is this one world leader. Total control and worship is what that leader will demand. And he's going to get it. Because those that choose not to, there's two camps that choose not to. Some choose not to, will choose not to, that they will be found. And then there's others who will come under the protection because there's two reasons not to choose to take it. One is an individualism, the other one is a total surrender to God. There's two camps. And the third camp are all just surrendering to this one world government, one world leader. And if you're not for me, you're against me, is what God says. So you're against God. So it depends, of course. It's your freedom, it's your personal choice. Whether you believe it matters to be against God. Whether he is the all-powerful Almighty. Whether he's going to sit back and do nothing about this. Because he is going to sort the sheep from the goats. And this is how he's doing it. And the time is now. We're seeing it right now.